and welcome to this week's session 4 of series 3, Maternity and Midwifery Out. Huge welcome to everybody. Great that you could make it this evening. It's going to be a really good evening, as it always is, but every week gets even better every time. My name's Sue Macdonald, and I'm the curator of these hours, as well as the Maternity and Midwifery Festival. So it's my honour to be with you this evening. As many of you will know, these sessions were designed around the time of the COVID outbreak, pandemic, really to make sure we could provide some continuing profession development sessions for midwives, for student midwives, and people who wanted to learn more about maternity services and maternity care. And because you can feel very isolated when the work is so heavy, and we have to say a huge thanks to Matflix to making sure that they're delivered through to you. They're the experts. I always have to say at this point, these is the place to go for your revalidation and for your CPD needs. Or if you just have an essay or an assignment to write, this is the place to go. They have a huge amount of information for everyone. Anyway, tonight I'm joined by Professor Julia Sanders and Mark Williams, and I'm sure these two people are well known to many of you, and I'm really pleased they're with us to look at parents' voices and dads' voices, the two together, which is really nice. I always start now with a little moment of the week, so I'm going to ask my guests to share a moment of the week, which could be something special that's happened this week to either of them. So should we start with Julia?
Yes, thank you, and welcome everybody. It's so lovely to be with you all this evening. I'm actually really lucky because I'm still working clinically, and my moment of the week was just fantastic, and it just set the scene of how important families are in maternity care. And I was privileged enough to be caring for a woman who herself had COVID. So unfortunately, her children couldn't visit her. And she had her newborn baby, and she zoomed over to her children who were at home, and the shrieks of excitement and joy at these siblings seeing the first images of their new sibling was just delightful, and it just reminded me of these moments are so special, and we need to capture them and hold them dear to us.
And I think especially this week, Julia, that's a lovely moment. So are you meaning they actually zoomed with a Zoom like we're doing tonight?
Just like we did tonight, yeah. So rather than just sending a photograph of the
lovely
of the new baby, I could see the children at home, and they could see their new sibling, and it was, in fact, the first I knew that she was set this up was literally hearing the shrieks coming out from these little children at home.
Wonderful. This is really being a midwife. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Julia. How about Mark? Have you a moment of the week?
Yeah, well, I've just managed to get out my attic more this week, which is great. I've been up here since March. My wife lets me out now and again, but I think the snow. I'm lucky living in the valleys. You know, we've got the mountains, and I've been doing a lot more walking since lockdown. So just walking and seeing the snow on the mountains is absolutely beautiful up the valleys. So yeah, that's my moment of the week. Snow.
Okay, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for two lovely moments. I've got now a picture in my mind of a family all squeaking and squealing with Julia, and I bet Julia squeaked and squealed too. And then Mark in all this snowy landscape. And I have to say, but I love that your accents so restful and lovely. So thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going now just to go through the sort of things that we normally talk about, because we're here because of COVID rather than meeting face to face. We're still in lockdown, everybody, and the statistics and the images at the moment are very grim. The numbers of infections of COVID are going down a little bit. Death rates have hit a new high, and that is awful. And obviously this week, the big news was that it hit over 100,000 people. And that's not just the people who we've lost, it's their families who've been affected, their friends, and all that, that goes with that, and the people looking after them. It means the NHS is under immense pressure and stress. And we need to really remember that and think about our colleagues in the intensive care, in accident emergency, and in the general wards, looking after people who are sick. And we need to remember actually that we've had quite a lot of health service people who've died through COVID. And I am aware that 9 midwives have died over the period of time as well, and maternity care support workers. So you'll notice we've got a little candle on the screen, and partly that is for the Holocaust Memorial Day, but also we felt it was the right thing just to mark thinking about all those people we've lost in the UK over this period of this terrible virus. Very sad, and we need to support ourselves, we need to support our colleagues, because the trauma is intense and it's harsh. So big thanks again to our colleagues across the health service who are doing such work and being so fantastic and showing care and compassion, even though they are stretched to the limit, and they're fantastic. And a big hug to them, and also to our maternity care colleagues, maternity service colleagues, who are carrying on with, providing maternity care to mums and babies, just as Julia was describing, and making sure that women and their babies are safe, and families feel that they're safe as well. And we'll send some healing thoughts to anyone who's got COVID at the moment, or long COVID, and good wishes to everyone who's listening, really. Keep well, that's the message tonight. And thank you also to key workers, all the key workers, for all that you are doing to keep things going. And I know I always say this every week, but I think we need to keep remembering there's a heck of a lot of people out there working, going in, day out, to keep us looked after and safe ourselves. So we need to remember that. Now, I've got the news this week, and I've shared the sort of 100,000 death rate, which is a horrible bit of news. Positive things, the vaccinations are well underway, and we've hit over 7 million vaccinations for older people, care workers, healthcare workers, and that's really fantastic. So well done to all those people who are providing that service at the moment. Today is International Holocaust Memorial Day, and I know there's been a lot on the radio and a lot on TV about that, and remembering the sort of intolerance and hatred that was shown to the Jewish people at that time and other people in the world. So you might wish to light a candle. I've got my own candle ready for 8 o'clock to put in your window. Do choose something that's safe. Don't set fire to your house. If you have an electric candle, well, that's fantastic. And at 8 o'clock, that is the time that we're meant to be remembering those people and thinking, let's get some peace and love around the place, and tolerance. It's so important. We've got enough to deal with the COVID without all the hatred that is also around the place. Just 2 other snippets of news. The Embrace report is still available, and there's a publication called Turning the Tide, the experience of Black, Asian and minority ethnic NHS staff working in maternity services in England during COVID and beyond. It's been compiled by Gloria Rowland, MBE, who many of you will know, and it's been published and it's available online. You will notice on the resource page, all of these resources are available, and most of them you can get online. So that's fantastic, a little bit of reading for us all to know more about the service we're working in.
Thanks for watching this video from the Maternity and Midwifery Forum. For more expert opinion and analysis, hit the button below to subscribe.